everyone. My name is Alexis Castro, and today I will be on the negative side of removing racial diversity from college admission policies. Made it kind of difficult for me, but first, I like to bring up what he said, what Jack said about schools finding new methods to bring in students, despite not having racial diversity as a means of getting people into college. So here's the issue with what he said. The very fact that they're still looking for ways to increase racial diversity by ways of either throwing money at them or by sending out, let's say, college coaches, which they actually have done. It just proves that there is some sort of need for racial diversity in schools. So at that point, it just kind of seems pointless to take away any racial diversity policies in admissions. And some of these alternate methods, excuse me. Okay, so I guess first we can start with a state that already has a racial diversity in admissions policy ban. We'll start with California. So the claim that they want to take away the racial diversity in admissions policies, it may not function the way that they expect, because in a state like California, they're still trying to put forth so much effort, even money and time and manpower, just to get people to come to their schools. So LA Times published an article in 2016 regarding how UCLA is attempting to achieve its racial diversity, despite the ban here in California. What they do is they send out these college coaches, and they have these very in-your-face attitudes, looking at specifically students with different ethnic backgrounds besides Caucasian, and they send out these college coaches, and they've even, as of 2016, I believe, increased the amount of money that they put forth into these outreach programs from about $1 million to about 1.7 million. This is all written in the same article. I'd also like to add on to one of the things that Jack said about socioeconomic factors. So there are definitely socioeconomic factors when it comes to getting students to come to schools, and the reason that's done is because a lot of ethnic minorities are still what's the word I'm looking for? They're still being affected by poverty. They are impoverished. So that's the very reason that these schools are going out and doing these outreach programs. I like to bring up this study from the Kaiser Family Foundation, where they analyzed numbers from the Census Bureau March current population survey as of 2013. So what the Kaiser Family Foundation did was they did their best to measure the amount of impoverished families in the state of California. They measured poverty as estimated income of the family minus estimated expenditures, and they found that a higher percentage of African Americans and Hispanics are in poverty than Caucasian Americans. Looking at California, it was found that 22% of African Americans are impoverished, as well as 18% of Hispanics. Compare this, and this was compared to the 10% of impoverished Caucasians, and because of those numbers, we have a slight disparity. Moreover, the U.S. Census Bureau reports that Hispanics now outnumber Caucasians in the state of California, with Caucasians comprising of about 37% of the population of California, and Hispanics comprising about 38% of the population. This means that even though there are more Hispanics in California, there's still a higher number of impoverished individuals. Hispanic impoverished individuals. So because of these outreach programs that these schools are using, it shows that there's definitely still a need for racial diversity as an admissions policy in schools.